Good people of a great nation, it's a pleasure to welcome you to the very last edition of Development Focus with Jide Ojo on ITV. Today, 29th of December 2021. Like I told you when we opened studio at 7, I did say that we'll be having a conversation around COVID-19 on top of the hour, and the time has come. And my guest is here, Dr. Moloku Victor. Is the head of the isolation center at the Disney Dome, the one that the central area here in Abuja. Doc, you are welcome. It's a pleasure to have you. You dressed up like somebody who is about to perform a surgery. But it's all right. I told our viewers on top of the hour when we opened the studio, the need for us to still keep safe, whether you are inoculated or not. People still need to, observe the non-pharmaceutical procedures of physical distancing, temperature check, and sanitizing, wearing face masks like you did, like you are doing, and then, keeping ourselves safe. So what more can you tell Nigerians about what you do since about March last year that we've been battling with this COVID-19? What is the success? What are the challenges you still face? And generally what you want Nigerians to do?
Good morning, Nigerians. Compliments of the season.
Thank
you for the invitation this morning. In the management of, we all know what is on ground. Mm-hmm. I don't think in recent time there's been any disease that has, brought down the economy of the whole world like COVID-19.
No.
And what we've been doing is to continue sensitization. Like in the words of Dr. Okonjo-Iweala, no one is safe until everyone is safe.
Sure.
So we must do whatever is necessary for everybody to stay alive. COVID-19, we shouldn't joke with COVID-19. COVID-19 is real. COVID-19 has been killing people. Money cannot buy life.
No.
We all know that.
We've
seen the number of rich people that had died due to COVID-19 infection or COVID-19 disease. Okay? So I think in terms of, trying to curb COVID-19, the government of Nigeria, they've tried their best with the little that they have. However, all hands must be on deck, because it's actually, it's better for us to observe all the non-pharmaceutical protocol than being hospitalized. Things like hand washing, avoiding crowded environment, adorning face mask, and the use of hand sanitizer. These are actually things that can prevent one from being infected. For instance, the use of face mask, it cuts down the rate of infection by 50%.
Wow.
So we should try.
So I should put on my own even.
Yeah, you need to practice what you preach.
Now, Doc, I will still chew more on that. I see a lot of people. I have a blue face mask. You have black. And it seems black is being worn by VVIPs now. Is it about the texture, or which face mask is most recommended?
All face mask,
including clothing material.
The most important thing is for you to wear face mask.
Okay.
Yes, it's a matter of preference. However, the surgical face mask, like the one I'm wearing and the one you're holding there, they're good. They're okay.
All right. So people have also said, and we are wearing it wrongly. For those, the one you are wearing does not have maybe one side or the
white
other.
And
this one is white. I've seen people say, no, you shouldn't wear the white in on your nose, and it should be this way if you are not performing surgery.
The honest truth is, make sure you wear a face mask.
All right.
That's the most important thing, because in wearing a face mask, you're trying to protect yourself from getting infected.
Yeah.
Even if you're infected, you will equally protect others. from getting infected.
Exactly.
It's a two-way thing.
Yeah.
You know, protect yourself. In case of infection, you protect, you know, prevent others from getting the infection.
Okay, so let's get back to the brass tack. Viewers, I won't wear this. I'm not too comfortable. I wear it when I'm in a crowded environment, just for you to say, to know that I have this. Now, the inoculations, the vaccination, how as FCT resident, how responsive have they been?
In terms of vaccination, the FCT administration has actually been up to, you know, task in trying to make sure that everybody in FCT is vaccinated. However, people are still adamant. That's what we call vaccine hesitancy. You know, people ask questions. Oh, do we know what is in this vaccine? Why must you force people to go and, you know, be vaccinated and stuff like that?
And people said it didn't take too long for the vaccine to be developed. That the traditional vaccine they know. You know, we just discovered vaccine for malaria. You should know.
It has
and look at how long Africa has suffered from malaria and endemic malaria, so much so that we've spent decades rolling back malaria without success. But now we just had the good news early this year that there is now a vaccine, although I'm not sure it's in Nigeria.
No, not yet.
But people are questioning this vaccine. That why is it that it was developed under a year? Why so quick? That has it been tested sufficiently enough for people to know that it's safe for their system? So I think that's what's pushing this vaccine hesitancy.
There are so many myths out there.
Sure.
And we should try as much as possible to...
Which is why we're having this discussion.
Try as much as possible to let people know that, look, all those myths are not real. You know, people will tell you that, oh, this vaccine will change their DNA and stuff. This vaccine is to reduce the population of certain people.
Some say the people will die within 2 years.
People will die within 2 years. Don't take the vaccine. It's not true. It's not true. You know, like the question you ask, that, you know, it took a little while for the vaccine to be what? Produced. No. How many people have died in the past 1 year? Are we asking ourselves that question? America has lost over 800,000 people.
Yeah,
within 1 year.
I recall that when Joe Biden was sworn in on January 20th, he did say that as at that time, I think it's about 400,000 Americans have died. That America has lost more people to COVID-19 than they lost during the World War.
Of course.
During the World War.
We need to ask ourselves, is the world at war? No. How many people died in India within 1 month? We all saw it. We all saw it. So whatever is going to take for us or for the scientists to produce vaccine, let them go ahead. It's an ongoing thing. That's just the honest truth. It's an ongoing thing.
No, look, this may look like putting you on the spot. There are issues around expired vaccine. And news broke, sometimes, was it last month or early this month, that about 1 million doses are expired. So people are saying, I hope I'm not going to get the expired one if I volunteer to take this vaccine. What have you to say to that?
I really don't have much to say, but however, I think the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, led by Dr. Faisal,
sure,
did a very wonderful thing. Because what he said, if you listen to him, was that
I did.
Those vaccines were supplied to Nigeria late.
Yes.
And their shelf life was beginning to what? The vaccines were about to expire.
Yeah.
And he didn't want a situation where you go and, you know, give people these vaccines and then they will come out and say, oh, the vaccines that we're giving were about to expire. So I think he did a good thing there.
Now, what he said, in addition to what you did say now, what he said was that they have actually isolated those about to expire vaccines, and they've destroyed them.
Yes.
About 1 million doses.
Yes.
And that's, you know, I'm only asking this question. I'm on top of the game as regards, because I got inoculated way back in March. I'm one of the
same time. We were all inoculated in March.
So I got my first and second doses in March. So I have my card. But again, there are incidences reported of people who did not get the vaccine but have the jab card.
Like in the FCT, the minister, the honorable secretary, they are actually out to punish people now that are involved in such acts. It's shameful.
It's shameful. It's a corrupt practice.
It is. Look at what is happening. Because of things like this, if you travel outside the country,
they don't recognize your jab card again.
Oh, they don't recognize jab card.
Which is why Nigeria was put on red list in UK and in Canada.
Yes.
Because they said, look, you people pay to get the jab. And this is not a myth, Doc. I've had the opportunity of some time ago when I wanted to travel out, and in the Ministry of, you know, there's a building, Ministry of Health, I think, where you get yellow fever vaccine. You know, there are, what I learned, not that I saw, was that people can pay to get the vaccination card, that yellow fever, which lasts for 10 years, I think, and not take the vaccine because of scare. But I knew I took and I got the card. But I think that is the spillover. People have the mentality that, oh, is it not just to get the card? Get the card. If you are skeptical about the safety of the vaccine, just ask to be excused. Which is wrong, because, again, you have evidence that you are inoculated, whereas you are not. And then you are compromising the public health of other people.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
You are.
So let's also turn the page and look at at this day Dome. Walk us through what you do right now. Is it also now a vaccination center, or is it just for testing and isolation?
It's both for testing, isolation, and treatment.
Okay.
Initially, when the vaccine was rolled out, it was one of the vaccination centers.
Okay.
However, the authority felt it won't be wise for people to come into that environment and be vaccinated. So they now decided to use other centers, like all the general hospitals and FCT, the primary health care centers.
I actually got mine at the primary
There's so many places where,
even on my way home now, there's a place where they've set up a camp
where people can get vaccinated. There are so many places. The thing there is just for FCT residents to go get themselves vaccinated, and because it's if you come to the center now, you know that yes, most people that are on admission are not actually vaccinated.
That's it. I mean,
they are vaccinated.
I think they are the one getting some of us in harm's way because of their hesitancy.
What they are saying is, since the vaccination is not going to prevent me from getting the infection, why should I get vaccinated? But I ask, in wearing a seatbelt, does it prevent you from getting accidents?
Of course not.
It does not. You
but
understand?
It's a safety measure.
It's a safety measure. So, from what we are saying right now, it's obvious that vaccination is very, very important.
And very effective.
Very effective. When you get infected, you just come over, collect your drugs, and go back home. You don't even need to be admitted in the center.
Wow.
Yes.
So now, I'm interested in that part. People who are vaccinated, like me, can still get COVID-19.
Very possible.
So what is the advantage of getting the vaccination?
The advantage is that when you get infected, the illness is going to be mild instead of being
critical.
Yes, including those with comorbidities like hypertension, diabetes, asthma, because usually we're scared for those people. They can easily deteriorate. They can deteriorate easily. So the best bet is actually for you to get vaccinated to
so
avoid
in
things.
the event, I mean, what Dr. Moloko is telling us, viewers, is that if you are vaccinated and peradventure you contract any of the variants of COVID-19, you are likely going to come down with mild infection rather than becoming somebody in the ICU or what they
the treatment center.
The treatment center where you have to be isolated for weeks and only God knows whether you live to tell the story. So
Yes.
the vaccination is advantageous not only to you as a person but to your entire family and loved ones. Now, we have many people out in the villages. They've traveled and mingled. What is the reading? What is the infection rate showing in the last 1-2 weeks?
In the last 1-2 weeks, it's been crazy.
Wow.
Because a lot of people have been coming to the center to access care, and the FCT administration too has ramped up, testing, which is actually the main thing.
Yeah.
If you have symptoms or you come
So walk us through the symptoms, whether it's Omicron, Delta variant, or any of the variants.
Basically the same: fever, sore throat, cough, chest pain. Some people may be asymptomatic anyway. However, if you come in contact with somebody that you know or you heard that, okay, this person has tested positive to COVID-19, the best bet, colleague at work, brothers and sisters or something at home and stuff, the best bet is for you to actually go get tested.
Okay.
In the absence of symptoms.
Okay. So, and the testing is still free?
It's still free.
What about isolation? Do you have to pay?
You don't have to pay a dime.
Wow.
In the isolation, they accommodate you, they provide you with the basic drugs, they feed you.
Wow. So, please, don't die cheaply like a fowl. I'm begging you in God's name. You have heard it from Dr. Moloko. You go get tested. If you are feeling feverish, you've used the basic malaria drug, is still not going, get tested. It's free. I mean, this day dome, if you don't know, ask Google. I mean, that's the normal.
The test is in all the general hospitals. You walk in there, ask for where COVID-19 test is done, and they will direct you accordingly.
All right.
You go get yourself
tested. You don't even have to go to this day dome. So you can get tested in any of the FCT general hospital. There is one in Garike, Maitama, Wuse to Kubwa, where else? I don't know. Gwarimpa and all of that. So please, don't die like a fowl. Please stay safe. Use the non-pharmaceutical measures and do get tested. Now, let's get to another part of this. We've had people saying, if you have underlying ailments, I mean, I'm told, I don't have the fact. There's someone I know, a lawyer, who died recently, and they said the man got vaccinated, and it was the vaccination that actually he has underlying sickness, which is undergoing treatment for. And he decided to get vaccinated, and having received first,
which is actually the right thing to do.
Which is the right thing to do. But it seems that was what now worsened his health. I don't know whether there is a medical explanation to that.
I think that's part of the myth out there.
Okay.
You don't really know how severe this man's comorbid illness.
Okay, that's what you call it. Okay, yes. Comorbid.
If the hypertension or diabetes or cancer or whatever, if he was immunosuppressed, before going to find out if it was the vaccine that actually killed the man or not, why not interrogate his ailment first?
But Doc, I'm sorry to say, I mean, not sorry really. Shouldn't it be that before you even get vaccinated, that you get tested? Is it possible, or is it not possible, for instance, somebody who is asymptomatic, and just walk in and get inoculated? Does it do any, if he's asymptomatic, he already has the COVID, now he got the vaccine, what does that do to your system?
It doesn't really do much, because the issue there is how many of us have gone for testing. You understand?
No, I'm
you and I, yes. If you go out there, a lot of people will tell you that it's not necessary. Some will tell you, oh, getting to the testing center, the whole place is what? Jam-packed. I can't wait. I can't really do more. However, this thing is free. It is free. Why not just avail yourself? Go to the testing centers, get tested, and then if you're negative, fine, you go ahead and do the needful.
So now let's look at it this way. How long does the test result take to come out?
Within 24, 48, 72 hours.
Okay. Why the differential? 24, 48, 72 hours, 3 days max.
Because of the number of patients out there.
Now, when I got tested, my experience, which was last year, it took a while before the result eventually came out, over a month. Why so?
Really, I don't think I'll be able to speak about that.
Okay.
But I know that the Honorable Secretary is actually working on that. I know that they're doing a whole lot of things to see that if you get tested today, within 24 hours, your result should be out. Because
I mean, that was last year. I'm being sincere. That was last year. But what is happening now is that I think there are different kinds of testing. The one that they pierce something in your nose and the mouth.
Yes.
Then now I think they are using blood.
Nasopharyngeal, oropharyngeal.
Okay.
Basically, that's through the mouth and through the nose.
Is that what is still being done?
Yes, that's what's still done.
Which one is PCR?
PCR has to do with subjecting, the test further. We have the rapid testing, the one that you can easily get. You get the result immediately.
All right.
You understand? But however, the thing there is that for people that are traveling for now, most countries, both are diagnostic, but most countries wouldn't want the rapid testing. They prefer the polymerase chain reaction, that's the PCR.
Okay.
Okay? Because they feel that, yes, not that they feel the test is actually, it's better for you to get tested through the PCR.
It's more reliable.
More reliable, more accurate.
If it takes longer time for the lab to show exactly, rather than doing rapid tests.
Which takes few minutes.
Which takes now that brings us to the issue of false positive, false negative. Even yesterday I saw on, was it CNN, that in Australia, I mean this week in Australia people are getting
You see, that's why I keep telling people, if these things are happening in advanced countries, yes, we should subject some of these things to, interrogate some of these things. But if it's happening out there, I mean, we should equally know that
the possibility of it
happening here is there.
Because I recall that Lagos State Governor said, people there are private laboratories and people are getting false positive.
Accredited. They should be accredited lab.
And I saw a video, I don't know if you saw it, of somewhere in Ghana, I think it was in Ghana, somebody did a video and said, you people are keeping us here, you are collecting $700, somebody tested negative and you are saying that is positive.
That's in Ghana, those that are traveling out of Ghana.
Yeah,
I saw it.
Did you saw it?
Yeah,
you saw it.
Yes.
So all of these things are what is making people to say, is these things actually foolproof? If people are doing, because that is, for somebody who tested negative, you now say he tested positive. That is criminal, isn't it? Because if, I mean, I'm glad you said you watched that video. The lady, I think it's a lady's voice I heard, that you saw the guy turned his back and was walking away. And two people were talking and said, look, you people have turned this thing to commercial stuff, that maybe because they have to pay $700 per night in an hotel, you now want to keep people. And so when people test negative, you are saying that they are positive. And I had Lagos State Governor at sometime in the course of fighting this whole thing, that some laboratories, yes, that some laboratories will be shut down because they were giving people false results and all of that. And I think the Commissioner for Health in Lagos also made similar thing. So which is the total package of, is it the unreliability of the testing, or people are just commercializing to give you the kind of, like maybe, as they say in medical science, you can choose the sex of your baby. So if you want a male child, so if somebody wants a negative result, you can say, okay, let me have a negative, or if you want to have positive. I don't know, but what's your overall response to this?
I think the picture you've just painted now, it's actually rare in FCT, because I know that most of the labs that laboratories that are conducting the test are accredited by the FCT administration. However, that's not to say that there are not side labs that do some of these investigations illegally. Usually what is done is this: once the testings are done, or once the test is done, they are collated in a central pool through NCDC and then the Public Health Department. You understand? The Public Health Department. The onus is now on the Public Health Department to keep calling those that are positive. They send it to your mail, or they send it to your test. Call you, come to so and so place, get your vital sign checked to know if you're eligible to self-isolate at home. That's if you have the facility to self-isolate at home. If you are not, then you go to the isolation and treatment centers. But, well, the picture you've just painted, honestly, I don't know. I'm not going to speak on that, because I don't work in the laboratory. I work in the treatment center.
Okay, so on the average, your experience working at the treatment center, how long does it take for people to recover from COVID-19? For mild and moderate cases, average of 10 days. Mild moderate, average of 10-14 days. That's 2 weeks. And for the severe cases, they can stay up to 1 month. Wow.
Yeah.
That's those ones that you have to put on
oxygen and some other therapies, Quite often, this is very common with people with comorbidities. Chronic smokers, people with hypertension, people with cancer, people with diabetes, people with asthma.
Okay. Anyway, we have run out of time, but can you give us your last word on what you want to appeal to Nigerians to do?
I would like to appeal to Nigerians to please go get tested, wear your face mask, wash your hands, avoid crowded environments. The FCT administration issued a statement that please people should avoid crowded environment. But if you go out there, you see what's happening. You go to some of the parks, people are jam-packed, doing all sort of things, not obeying any of the safety protocols and stuff, which to me it's not nice. We need to listen to our government.
But I think in previous times and during the Eid al-Maulud, the parks were actually shut down. And I think that should have been done for Christmas.
The parks, I know that the Millennium Park is shut down, but there are 1 or 2 parks that are still functional. And
anyway, so do you have anything specific to say about Omicron?
For Omicron, studies are still ongoing.
Okay.
We don't really know much. However, it's been found that the rate of transmissibility is very high.
Higher than that of Delta?
Higher than that of Delta. But severity is still
Okay.
neither here nor there. But so far,
but
it's been found not
what's
to be very
responsible
severe.
for all these variants? We didn't hear Delta, we didn't hear Omicron when we had the first index case in Nigeria in February of 2020. Today, we are hearing of all manner of variants. What's the medical explanation for that?
Viral changes is called mutation. If the virus mutates,
Okay.
that's what happens.
And is it found in the animals as well, coronavirus?
Of course, it started with animals.
Oh,
We
okay.
all know.
All right.
In
Wuhan,
then
China.
wet market in China, animals, zoonotic. From there, it got to what? Human to human. You know, and from
But who is
surface to
taking care of
human.
the animals who may likely come down with COVID-19?
Well,
yeah, the veterinarians, are they equipped to deal with?
the veterinary doctors are there.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to dabble into an area that is not, you know.
I want to thank you specifically.
Thank you.
I nearly called you. Yes, you are a professor of medicine.
No, I'm not a professor.
Don't worry. It's honorary. I'm giving you because you've done justice to this
Thank
topic.
you, sir.
And I
Thank you.
believe many Nigerians watching us will have picked one or two things. Please, let's stay safe. I'm begging you in God's name. No one is safe until everybody is safe. That's why every time I come on this show, I show you my face mask. I'm not practicing what I don't preach. I've been inoculated. I got my first and second dose way back in March when people are very skeptical about this, because I know a time will come. Look at the enforcement that is being done in public spaces now. Now people are even shoving and trying to ensure that the government of Nigeria has done so well making this thing free. So please, for the sake of your loved one, if not for your own sake, please go get tested if you are feeling some symptoms of COVID-19, and go get vaccinated if you've tested negative. It's all in our hands, our safety and Dr. Moloku Victor, I want to thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
It's most
Thank you.
appreciated.
Thank you, sir.
Please keep up the good work and stay safe as well.
Thank you.
Happy New Year in advance.
Wish you same.
See you in 2023.
Thank you.
That will be the size of our first segment, and we'll be back shortly for the second and concluding segment of Development Focus with Jide Ojo on ITV. Please, we'll be back in a bit.